And keep relax your body and be comfortable yourself. And focus your mind to this bell sound and follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So, dear Dhamma friends, keep relax your body and be comfortable with your posture. And your right arm on your left. So mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing in the beginning. And let your whole body weight go down. And scan head to toes yourself 3 times and say Swapatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment, with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing your inhalation and exhalation and observing the sensation in your body. So just bring your attention to your body. Please silence a little bit yourself and bring your attention to the sounds around you. So whatever the sound, just let it happen and recognize. Don't go with the sound, just bring your attention and just keep focus. There are sounds come from very nearby, from far away. There are some sounds with high volume or low volume. There are some sound very rough and very soft. There are some sound pleasant, unpleasant. Just observe. Notice the appearance and existence and disappearance of the sound. Now bring your attention to your body. Observe the lower part of your body and recognize the tightness, heaviness, any pain, sensation. Don't try to react anything, don't change anything. Just let it be. Learn to accept it. Any sensation, any pain, tightness, heaviness, rather than just reacting to it. Just let it be. Bring your attention to your lower back. And observe the heaviness, tightness. And your upper back. Don't try to readjust yourself, just let it be. And your shoulders, arms, elbow, forearms, palms, fingers, fingertips. Is there any sensation, any feelings? And your chest and your abdominal area. Any painful or any pleasurable feelings, sensation, heat, tightness, heaviness, anything. Just take a mental note. Don't try to react. And your neck and head. So now observe your whole body as one. Without changing anything, without changing your posture. Just take a one sensation. Locate your consciousness to one place. Bring your attention or awareness to only one place. Wherever you feel more pain or the sensation, and just bring your attention to it. Keep it. Rather than judging, wishing, trying to change, just observe and see. what you recognize as sensation or what you recognize as pain. And bring your attention to your whole body again and observe head to toes again. And then find another place wherever you feel more sensation or the pain. And slowly bring your attention to that place and observe very clearly without thinking about anything, without any past experience, without having any kind of wish. Just observe and see what you see as pain. And observe again your whole body. Find another sensation. Bring your attention to that place without judging, without hoping anything, without any past experience. Just observe that sensation or the pain. See what you can recognize as sensation. And bring your attention to in front of your nose and your upper lip area. Just observe your inhalation, exhalation. Take a mental note recognizing this is inhalation, this is exhalation. Don't try to do anything. Just observe the sensation itself. This is rising, this is falling. Get the entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation from beginning to end. Some inhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. Just accept it with the recognition. Everything arises, existing and disappearing itself without self-centered. There is no anything can hold as entity or place or something as somebody. Everything arises as a result of something. You are already complete. Don't try to become. Your life is not your past or your future. In this very moment, what you experience is your life. When there is no becoming nature, when there is no desire to become, there is no collective nature to hold anything, and then there is no anything to let go. You become free from the desires. You become free from your own collective nature. Once you become free from you, there is no any resistance. Nothing come against or there is nothing to go against. There is no anger, hatred, jealousy, envy. That is where your pure liberation arises. Transformation happen inside you. Bring attention to your body. Observe yourself. Appreciate. You are so lucky to have this moment. You are so blessed. Pay your gratitude. When you wake up in the morning, you have strength to come out of your bed. You can walk to your bathroom, restroom, and you can do your cleaning yourself. That is blessing. You can enjoy a cup of tea, coffee, glass of water. You can enjoy a meal. That is a blessing. You have people around you to share your life. There are people around you to share their life. That is blessing. You have a place to live. You have a place to sit and you have a place roof over your head. That is blessing. You have this eye, ear, nose, tongue, body and mind with longevity, complexion, comfort, strength and wisdom to maintain this without getting any harm or without doing any harm. That is blessing. So don't demand anything over your life. Just learn to appreciate with what you have. You are still experiencing this inhalation, exhalation. That is the miracle can happen in this universe. Because once this inhalation, exhalation disappear, these all connections disconnect. There are a lot of people. Today is the last day for them in this world. No one can fix when the disconnection start to happen. But yourself, you're still breathing. Appreciate it. Pay your gratitude. In this very moment, in this world, there are a lot of people struggling with life, fighting with death, have anxiety, depression, fear, helplessness, hopelessness, loneliness. As paying your gratitude to yourself, share your life, share your heart with them. May they come out of that fear, anxiety, depression, no helplessness, hopelessness, loneliness. May they have the strength, courage, and wisdom to go through the situation and find the peace, harmony, tranquility state within themselves. Not only them. Share this moment with your dear near ones, your loved ones, your beloved parents, husband, wife, children, friends, and family members, brothers, sisters, your neighbors, village people, city, state, country, people around this world, and all living beings in this world and in this universe. And as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. So mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light to your backside, to your left side and to your right side. Downward and upward. To all 6 directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy. Spread your loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest. And let your heart to come out of the skin. Like the moon, the sun spread the light without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine without no limit. Let your heart to come out of the skin and let it shine without any limit. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma friends, today is full moon, the Poson full moon for a day. And more than 2000 years ago, the almost 2230 or 26 or 25 years ago, the Venerable Mahinda came to Sri Lanka with the message of the Buddha's teaching. And from that day to today, all our ancestors tried to protect these teachings and gave it to us. So today, it is in our hand. We are the responsible. So then we have to look a little bit. When it comes to a message, so it is very important to recognize more than the messenger, to recognize what is the message. So what is the message that Venerable Mahinda that try to give and why even our ancestors sacrificing their lives protect this. When it comes to Buddhism, there are 3 reasons in Buddhism. One is, as an ordinary person in this very life, you have to be happy and successful as a person in your ordinary life. And the second reason, and after you die, you cannot go to any kind of lower place than the human realm. So always you have to become a better, and you have to go to a better existence after you die. The third reason is, in case if you look for the salvation or the liberation or the nibbana, this path should show you the way. Those are the three reasons. When it comes to Buddha's teachings, if you look very carefully, so the Buddha's main purpose during Buddha's time, self-realization, recognizing what is this self, who I am, how I exist like this, what is the reason for this. Because this self-centered idea creates that all the greed, hatred, and the delusion. And any situation, if you look at in the world, political, economical, social, spiritual, any situation, unbalanced come out of as a result of greed, hatred, or the delusion. So the greed, hatred, or the delusion arise as a result of self-centered mind. So once you go to the depth and slowly try to take out the self-centered idea, in that person cannot arise the greed, hatred, or the delusion. So then that person, bodily, verbally, or mentally action not going to bring any harm. So then for that person as well as to the society, it's going to become more comfortable. Just think in a large scale. If the one person do this way, and how about whole your family if you start to work like that? How comfortable you are if your whole family and your partners, your friends, it start to work without any greed, hatred, or the delusion. How about as a society, as a country, as a nation? How about as a world, entire humanity start to perform without any greed, hatred, or the delusion, without any self-centered idea? So this self-centered idea itself creates the samsara. So to get out of this self-centered idea, the very first thing that you have to have, as a person, you have to have certain comfort and satisfaction, because otherwise you cannot look into it. If you have a very disturbed, unhappy mind, you cannot go into it. So it's like you go into the ground, you have to dig a hole. So for that you need certain tools. So without that you cannot go into it. So this whole understanding, once you have, and slowly you're going to recognize this self or come out of the name or the form, and the name and the form, it is not a kind of like entity that the without changing exist every day. It is not like that. It always changing. And not only that, this everything depending from something else. So this once you have this, once you start to see slowly, little by little, you're going to come out of the self-centered mind. So that was the Buddha's main purpose, and develop the awareness. When you have the awareness within yourself, then slowly you start to get into this path. And for that, what the Buddha mentioned, and as you know, the Buddha mentioned that Four Noble Truth, the suffering, cause for the suffering, and the cessation, and path for the cessation. So for that, what the Buddha gave, the Eightfold Path, Arya Ashtangika Marga. When it comes to Eightfold Path, remember, just practicing one thing not going to complete your journey. So you have to learn to practice this all the 8 limbs or the 8 parts, and then you slowly complete the journey. But somehow, when it came to Sri Lanka, so during that time, the King Devanampitis was hunting, and then they met the Venerable Mahinda. they met him at the Missakapavu or the Mihintale in 6 kilometers to east to central Anuradhapura. So somehow after that, this whole country transformed to different level. So that is the thing that we have to point out and look. And because this happened more than 2000 years, and today we are more advanced and capable than that time to do a lot of things. Even though nowadays we have certain situation unbalanced, but still, as human beings, we can overcome these all situations. And we're going to get back to life. And so we have to see what is exactly that we got out of the message that the Venerable Arahant Mahinda that who gave to us. And when it comes to the main thing, we have to understand the awareness and the conversation that he had with the king. The very first level, he started to ask the question regarding the mango tree. And then that itself show us awareness is the key point to get into the Dhamma. Remember this. So without awareness yourself, without sati or the clear comprehension, sati sampajanya, without any clear understanding, you cannot get into this. And once you get into that, there are other things that you have to be very careful. Why? Because this Dhamma nowadays is developed as a tradition, as a culture. And other thing is, sometimes we believe as a kind of like a different ways. It start to create a different schools, different patterns, different methods. And some people it start to develop as a subject to study. So like that, it went to different path. But ourselves, getting to the deeper message and understanding it is the important. The message clearly is developing awareness and understanding yourself, who you are, is the main thing. And once you have that, it brings the clarity to inside you. That clarity brings the confidence, happiness, satisfaction. When you have that happiness, confidence, satisfaction within yourself, and with the recognition that who you are and what happening, the whatever come to your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind as perception, it's going to become very clear. Once you have that clarity, whatever come out as a reaction for that perception through your bodily, verbally or mentally action, never going to relate it with the greed, hatred and the delusion. That is where you completely become purified. So, and when it, after this all 2000 years, 2200 years, today we are and gather like this and talk like this and experience things like this. But at the same time, we have to look back and see, and when we look today where we are, and are we can satisfied? Because this is one of the beautiful Dharma, and the entire world need this, and we have this. And as a whole country, from that day, that everything, even the trees, the animals, the people, whoever born in this land, in that land, that transformed to this Dharma and became a part of this heritage. But still today, can we become happy, and are we done our part? Because our country is bigger than we think. The Dharma that we have, the wisdom that we have, it is bigger than you think. You have power to heal this entire world, and you can share with this entire world the people and give them the peace, harmony, if you able to really recognize the message. When it comes to the message, the most important thing, it start with the compassion. So this is what we lose today. And as a nation, entire country, mostly, we lose our compassion. And we hate each other most time. We fight each other most time. When you look at everywhere, we cannot be satisfied with our compassion. So without compassion and without respecting each other, without protecting each other, we cannot go forward. There is no Buddhism or no any Buddha's teaching we can perform if we cannot protect the compassion. It is just not only human beings. The very first day, Venerable Mahinda, with the King Devanampiyatis, when he had the conversation, the very first thing that what he did, he dropped down all his bow and arrows and stopped hunting and give freedom to animals. That 2226 years ago. But look today, we fail to give the freedom to animal. And we came to a moment and we used our own kitty to play football at home. And the woman in our Asian culture, woman is kind of like the icon or symbol for purity. That's why when little girl, when that girl become a big girl, and they protect her, it's like more than anything else. In the parents, the elders in a family, when you have a girl in your family, you protect, and more than anything else. Why? Because that is the symbol of the purity. If that purity get dirt, there is no anywhere in the world, there is no that any humanity can exist. So our ancestors knew that. But today we see that purity and start to become little by little disappear. And the woman today, it's kind of like become very rough, tough. And there are many reasons for that. But at the same time, and when you don't know, you have this responsibility, and then that also a reason, and it going to disappear. So that's why I remind it. Woman is the purity, symbol for the purity for that. Prosperous for that society. In the beginning of the world, that's why the very first God came to this world is called Matru Vandana. They used to worship their own mother as the goddess. So that is the beginning of this, all the religions with the mother, worshipping the mother. So somehow, and we see, and I have seen this video in Sri Lanka, two girls play football with their own kitty. So sometimes people do that and without any sense. But at the same time, we have to be careful. Slowly we losing our compassion. Not only one person. And it went, and a lot of people. And even when you put a thumb up, and that means you accepting it. And if you put a smile, or if you put a heart after you watch it, what is that? You accept it. So it happened everywhere. So then a lot of people accept it. That is the biggest danger you have to understand. Another thing is the animals in our country in very risk, that everywhere it's kind of like if the wild animal came to in front of the human eyes, the very next day that animal disappear, die. You see it everywhere. So how it became this human eye that much poison to these wild innocent animals? And you saw that that leopard died without any reason. So 2226 years ago, we are the one who, in the first time in this world, in this human history, we are the one who start to protect the animal. That is where we start our journey. But today, when we look back, that is what we lose. So we completely lose our message. Now what we doing? We just start to get the outside layer and start to play with that. And we play with the messenger and we forget the message. And that way we cannot go forward. Another thing is that when you look, all the young children, everybody corrupted. That the generation the generation purified with the ideas. Remember that. When there is no good ideas, that generation cannot develop. But when we look our young generation, and mostly, and they're trying to become that kind of like gangsters. The most of children, that is the dream that they have. And that's why you've seen these little children nowadays. And there are a lot of people and send me some videos. And with the knife or the sword or things, little things. And they try to hit each other. And becoming a gangster, they think that is their dream in the future. Why it happened like that way? Because our society don't have good people to follow. The children, they don't have anybody to look and learn something. So, and then as elders, we have responsibility. If you not create a good example, that your children not going to learn anything. Don't remember it going to come from books. No, why the most of the countries, the developed in the world, they had one thing. Their children have certain good characters to follow. So the one thing with missing with our country, as parents, is there anyone in your neighborhood? Even is there anybody in your town, in your city? Is there anybody around your country? Are you comfortable to show that person and tell your children, my dear son or the daughter, go and follow that person? Is there anyone that you feel comfortable? No. Always say, be careful. When you see your children go with other friends or the people, what the friend always say, be careful. How our society became to like that? Because we are the one who start with the compassion, loving kindness and generosity. How we came to this miserable point. So the other thing is, in 2019, when you look at the Reuters report around the world, the Sri Lanka is one of the major countries dealing with the drugs. You don't believe that. It is documented. You can go to Reuters website and you can see these details. How it became like that? And that, what does that mean? What going to be the future in our country? So today, when it comes to this Poson full moon, And that's why we have to reverse and rewind and see here the message that we had. Because once we have that, you have to take the responsibility. Our ancestors, our parents, grandparents, they had different situations. But somehow we are dealing with this all today. So then it is our responsibility to understand this and perform our best to become a better example and do our best to everyone around us. And that is the only way we can change this pattern. So we are responsible for that. Why? Because we are the latest in these human civilizations. So, and we have more than any other time, we have more that the resources more than any other time. We have more facilities than any other time. So then we have to bring this message again and again, again and again, and put it to the society. And changing a society is not a big deal. See, in the world, overnight, people change. So changing a society is not a big thing, but we have to look ourselves, how much we want to change. How much we want to come out of this all miserable things, this illusion, or you want to go with it. That is where this all going to divide. Are you ready to get the message yourself and move forward to become a better person for you and for others? Or are you want to be in this miserable way and keep repeating and doing the same thing again and again? So you have to look yourself. First come to that choice. And then it is up to you. We are not the people to say, do this or do that. We cannot say that. But we can say the things and we can put it to the table. And then you can have a choice. Mostly, all over the world, most of things corrupted. Human mind corrupted, education corrupted, communication corrupted, and the economy corrupted, and the society corrupted, and even the religious corrupted. All the religions and the most religious leaders, and it corrupted. And when it come to Buddhism, and when you look, that the main message came with the compassion. And but today, where it went, and we divided many layers, and we keep fighting each other, and we lose the compassion. Remember, once we lose the compassion, that we lose our humanity. And once we lose that, there is no Dharma. To transplant the Dharma, bring back the Dharma, the very first thing then we have to do is bring back the compassion to our heart and start to see each other and respecting each other, not only the human, without any race, without any color, and without any religion. And so without any division, if we can respect to each other, and you think end of the day your heart going to become peaceful. And not only human, respecting to the nature and animal, and so that way we can give the peace and we can bring that to our life, and end of the day we going to become comfortable. So then yourself remember, you have a choice. That choice is, are you going to take this message, or are you going to go in that way and missing the message? So, and today, in the time to time, when the full moons come, when the years come, we celebrate. But without message, there is no celebration. So then you have to look. When you look today at night, when you see this full moon, and rather than that you see in the moon, can you get the message? 2226 years ago, what happened in Sri Lanka? And if you can hear that message, and you will recognize who you are and how capable you are, and how much things you can do around you. So then, in the very first level, remember, start to live a happy life. Don't be miserable. Be comfortable yourself. It is your choice. Being miserable or becoming unhappy person or becoming happy person, it is your choice. So start to have a choice yourself. And don't depend on others, and try to stand on your own feet and look yourself and physically start to do it. Because once you start to do it physically, mentally, you become independent person. And once you have that mental independence in you, that is where you can see very clearly what is the Buddha's message. Once you see that message, that you will see you are the most blissful and luckiest person in this world, because it is very rare, it is very difficult to get, but you have opportunity to get it. Don't pass this moment. Get the best out of it. Do your best. Be the best version yourself and for others every day in every way. So that way that you will see. End of the day, when you close your eyes, you can be peaceful, happy, comfortable. That peace, that happiness, then that comfort itself will teach you that is your life. And once you understand that, out of that containment, satisfaction, and slowly your awareness arises. That happiness is your awareness. That once you have that awareness, that everything going to become very clear in front of your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. And once that clarity arises in you, you start to recognize how things come to be as they are. Once you have that recognition, and your responsibility is going to change, and whatever come out of your bodily, verbally, or mentally action, not going to relate it with the greed, hatred, or the delusion, and it always come with the loving kindness, generosity, compassion, and the wisdom. And that is the day you develop your transformation. That is the day you achieve to your completion. That is the day you become the light to yourself. That is the day, like this full moon, shine in the sky and giving the message. That is the day you get the message, and then you become the messenger. Remember, if you cannot recognize the message, you cannot become a messenger. The messenger means the person who carry the message. If the person don't know the message, it can be high priest, and it can be a monk, very famous monk, or it can be a very generous devotee. But if you don't know the message, you cannot become a messenger. So then yourself, once you experience it, you have ability to pass that message to another person. That is where you become a messenger. That is the best that you can do to your message. And that is the best that we can do to our ancestors. So then yourself, remember your responsibilities. Develop the compassion, loving kindness, generosity within yourself, and develop the awareness, and be the best person yourself, and share your life with others. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo sukini gayuko bhava. Ittavata cha ammi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe tatta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.